Microphone check, please confirm if audio is now as clear as video in the comment section before we proceed with sound as is. All right, every time that Hazard and Caesar do face off, it is a set of fans entangled. It is a rivalry, undisputed but unsettled. It is two sets of players with two differently gifted ways of playing, but very entertaining. It is fans on their tenterhooks. It is an online audience who cannot blink, who cannot miss a shot. It is Hazard. It is Caesar. It is a semi-final of a weekly comp. It is a chance for Caesar to win a third comp out of 5 in which he has participated. It is a chance for Hazard to win his very first. Hazard versus Caesar racing to 6 for a place in the final to take on the winner between the Bowler Simon or Kasozi Joseph. Hazard 1, Caesar 0, race to 6. Caesar has had this year in particular one guy who has taken him down 4 times. The only player to have done that this year. And this is the guy. He made things interesting when he did invite Caesar to a money match, daring Caesar to head start him with +7. And Caesar's response was no problem, but will you please reduce the head start you are asking for? The two players agreed to make it +6, and Hazard dictated the choice of venue, and he named it to be his training venue, the venue of his own boss and the director of Dice Lounge, that is Dice Lounge, where he did defeat Caesar with $1,200 at stake. Caesar's management team did agree to a rematch, but with a change of venue. This time the Monitor Climax Bar in Kampala. Again, Hazard won that match. The two players then faced off in a final of a competition that was dubbed the Creme de la Creme Championship at Dice Lounge in a race to 13. Hazard won 13-11. Another final came begging, this time at hashtag in Nansan, a monthly comp, when Caesar was just about to leave for China for the World Chinese Heibo Masters Series, and Hazard again won in a race to 9, final score being 9-6. To settle this down once and for all, Caesar did invite Hazard once again for a money match, this time with no head start. It happened around 2 weeks ago, and this time around Caesar won pretty convincingly 21-11. with a difference of 10 games. And just about 2 weeks ago, there was a tournament that was organized in Hoima, dubbed the Albertine Region Grand Opening Championship. These two guys faced off at the semi-final stage, the round of last 4, a match that was again won by Caesar, who gets a third chance to take down Hazard for the 3rd time in succession this year. But so far, it is Hazard who is in the lead nonetheless. He performs one of those big blunders for players of this level. This tournament has been graced by performance from the top 2 shooters in Zimbabwe. Both Eshka and Malova went past their first round opponents but did not survive their second round opposition. And both are on their way back to their hotel room just to have rest, and then tomorrow it will be Eshka in a money match against Luwulwa Simon, the computer, who himself is already in the semi-finals and is up in match against Kasozi. Joseph, that one will be happening at Q Masters Arena in Intinda in Kampala. See you there tomorrow. For now, the Scorpion trying to pull a game back, seems not convinced with his cue ball control. He will simply tap the yellow with the intention to snooker, to play safe. Hazard normally looks, he's very serious with a very tough facial expression when his opponent is Caesar. And what about that for an angle? That is one of the best specialties of Hazard's game, coming off the angles. Sometimes, or will I say many a times, he comes off 2 or 3 or 4 cushions and he finds his balls when snookered. Get time and observe his game. You will find that the most joyous to watch when he's playing, will I say. Here it is 1-0, Hazard leading as Caesar is playing to equalize. The news is that Kasozi Joseph is leading 2-0 against Lobola Simon in the other semi. And who of these players do you tip for the final? And who of the finalists would you tip for the victory? 1-1 between Caesar and Hazard, 2-0 between Kasozi and the computer, with Kasozi in the lead. It had been quite a while before last Sunday when Caesar last won a comp in Uganda. Can you imagine that? A guy who has been so dominant on Ugandan pool tables, losing 5 finals within the space of about half a year. Losing out to Hazard twice and to Mansour twice and the Kasozi once. And all of them turned in finals. It seems when he's up against Hazard and Mansour of late, Caesar seems to be playing as if he has something to prove to them, at least of late. Of course, a lot is still going on with him. His brand is still growing as ambassador of the World Chinese Heibo Federation for Africa, and as a new recruit of the Advanced Talent Agency as a player in the most expensive money deal involving a Ugandan player in history, by the way. But of late, I have to say that despite the fact that he's so gifted as a player, a few results have not been coming his way. And finding the angle to play the yellow is one such result. And you would think that now this is Hazard's game to lose. With 2 visits, with a chance to open up his game entirely with the free shot, you think that Hazard is winning. This one, you think that Hazard is going 2-1 up. Thank you, Yusuf Colvis. Finally, you say that Caesar is a machine. The machine is Ibra Kayanja. I'm joking. Also, thank you for watching. James Kasumba. Nyamufukuza Prevent. Welcome to the stream. So whenever these guys are playing against Caesar, it's like all of them will be fearing. Well, the guy you say is fearing is on the verge of going 2-1 up. And this comp has been the most special of all comps that normally happen here. Actually, even last week's comp was in a way special. It had participation from 2 players from Rwanda. One of them was eliminated in the round of last 8, the other in the round of last 16. This one has had a participation of 2 of the best players from Zambia. Both of them were eliminated at the round of the last 16, that is Maluva and Eshka. I just want to assure you watching from Zambia that your guys are doing good and fine. Today you have tested the Ugandan pool for the first time. They know how deep Ugandan waters are to move into, especially on waters I'm insinuating the pool tables. And they didn't perform that, but they faced 2 tough opponents in the first and second rounds. Both didn't go past the second round, but showed up respectably well, especially in terms of performance. Of course, they are learning the tables and the environment. Indeed, they're in the country for the first time. Tomorrow, money races start. Eshka versus Computer. For now, Caesar leads 2-1 against Hazard in a race to 6 in the first semi-final of this ongoing weekly competition at the KAMWOKYA weekly KAMWOKYA Pool Center. The other semi is between Computer and Kasozi, where Kasozi is taking a 3-0 early lead. Thank you for watching. Yohana Gomez Riza. I've just updated it. It's 3-0. Kasozi leading against Lubolwa Simon. There's a likelihood of, according to the way the games are flowing so far, you will bet on a Caesar versus Kasozi final because they are the guys in the lead in either semi-finals. And that will mean that in the space of one day, or will I say 2 days, we will have a repeat of the semi-final that we had in Hoima 2 days ago. But that is only if games are going as they are. Meanwhile, Computer has pulled one back on the second table. He is 3-1 down against Kasozi. Well, Mwenelo Pembe, you think that it is Efrain Reyes versus Hazard. You think Caesar is Efrain Reyes okay? My very good friend Amina Faith Nganda, always proud to see you watching the video. Say hi to Anna, who must also be watching this video, I assume, because of her behaviors of sleeping so late. I know you're supporting Hazard, by the way, who is 2-1 down. Who Caesar likes, he is one guy nowadays who Caesar really likes to beat, but he's one of the very hard guys that Caesar finds to beat. Hoping Caesar that his bullish nature on the table will see him through. Or for Hazard, hoping that his elaborative nature on the table will see him through the Scorpion. Just those little details that differentiate good players from special players. Playing very slow shots, then using opponent's balls as support to rest the cue ball and yet have it so straight, and turning a bad game into a very good one, 1 minute after the other. He's playing probably big backspin here, drawing the white ball backwards like this. In the end, he gives himself by his level a very soft black to put to the corner pocket diagonally and leads 3-1. Thank you for watching. Joshua Gandahaf Kokli. Solen Senjuva tips Computer to win the second semi-final. Okay. Joel Tusubirwa, you are insinuating that YouTube is better than your relationship, but the day your girlfriend finds you and watches that comment of yours, the video will start with you as an engaged man, and by the midway point of the video, you will be single and searching. My friend, please delete that comment. Those people like Nasuna Bushira are not very easy human beings when they see such comments from their partners. Golden Kalale, welcome to the stream. Derek Mars, supporting Hazard. Tabo Motlang thinks this is an apple. How well will Caesar break? It's a fair break, but it's not a very good split of the balls. Even when you're Caesar, this one looks tricky, but the yellows are, the reds, however, are there for the taking. Waving your Eswatinian flag, Sithembiso Masebula, welcome to the stream. Just Jose, you think Zimbabwe guys should raise their money for Maluva? By the way, the Zim guys are invited to Tanzania, have been invited officially to continue their quest over Uganda, or to spread it over East Africa. A series of money matches are arranged for them in Dar es Salaam. Just waiting for you, Manager Jaden, to confirm that movement from Uganda to Tanzania is only with a valid passport, visa free. Why not? Kasozi 4, Computer 1. Caesar 3, Hazard 1, games moving at pretty much the same speed. The other match is only slightly faster. And I think it's because of the Hazard factor, who takes a little bit more time between his shots than the rest of the guys involved in the semi-finals. Very important shot for Caesar, this one. Should he sink in that red? Should he find a good white? He would have found a good white, but the pot is not on. Hazard has a chance at least to play. Yes, thank you for the reminder, Phelps Fields. For viewers to like the video, please like it. We are over 900 and yet over 100 have liked. Liking takes less than a second. Please do like the video, like the video, like the video. It's very cheap and very easy and very free, but can be useful to both the players and myself as a streamer. But liking is mostly for the players, for the spread of the game. For the streamer, what you can do for the streamer, when the video starts, please don't skip the ad that plays. Once you don't skip it, you will indirectly be contributing to the data bundles that I, for myself as a person, I will need from YouTube, and maybe some money to move myself around to be more able to bring you all this action every time that it comes live. So my request to you is never to skip the videos that play before these, the ads that play before these videos, but to watch them. After all, sometimes they are ads of things you may actually need in life. Thank you in advance. Alvin Chitaka, the CEO. Thank you for watching. Evidence Shoko. You must be Zimbabwean by the fact that I know I have some Zimbabwean friends who are called Evidence. It is starting to look increasingly likely that this may not be Hazard's day after all. But on the same table, on the second table, it is becoming increasingly likely that it will also not be Computer's day, because Kasozi now leads 5-1 against him in a race to 6, meaning Computer will need to win 5 games in a row, or else play third place match against the loser of this game which you are watching. Here we go. Hazard knew it in his mind that once he fouled, Caesar will not be forgiving of him. 4-1, Caesar up. All right, it's not yet over. Hazard pulls one back. 4-2, a two-game lead is not insurmountable even if the guy in the lead is Caesar. Especially if the guy trying to play catch-up is Hazard. Thank you for watching. Gerald Odong supporting Caesarman. Joshua Alajana. Dick Hazo. Dick Maz supporting Hazard. Wesley Naz Palata. You say, you're asking Ugandan people what is Webale Nyo. Webale is thank you. Nyo is like emphasizing. So Webale Nyo means thank you very much. Nyo is emphasizing something. And Webale means thank you. That is Luganda. Have you heard Zane? Have you heard you Mazambani? All right. Piers Kanyoka is asking the winning prize for number one. Ugandan weekly comps. The weekly comps do not have so much money in them. It is $300, which is shared between the first three. With number one, it's actually about 320. With the number one taking about 180. Then divide by that for number two. Then further divide by that for number three. Number four also gets something small, but not so consequential. So it's not too much money for Ugandan weekly comps. That is why they are played regularly, because they are sustainable. If you make them expensive, you cannot have them every time around. And it helps. It keeps these players in shape. And they are very easy to compare against each other when you see how they take on each other week in and out. You know exactly where you're standing by the time the bigger comps come up because of your regular participation in the smaller ones. You're watching from Botswana, Kuchalo. Top one, thank you for watching. Piers Kanyoka. You say you don't want to challenge Hazard. The Hazard you don't want to challenge is on the verge of winning a third game. And how interesting things will become should Hazard make another clearance. This one. Blessings Manata, you are appreciating the commentary. I do appreciating your viewing too. Piers Kanyoka, Ugandan money. You want to know the value of Ugandan money? Ah, man. 1 USD is 3,700 shillings. So you can imagine. Yes, we have some of the lowest currency in the world. But it is bigger money than Zimbabwe money. I'm kidding people watching from Zimbabwe. But again, it's the facts. Our currencies are some of the weakest in the world. And it's something that we are learning to live with. Tapelo Sikosana, you're watching from Mars. Can you imagine? Is there internet at Mars? Come on. Alfredo Kumu, you now think this is a win, loading for Caesar. The news is that Joseph Kasozi has made light work of Lubola Simon in the semi-final, taking him down 6-1. So Computer will be taking on the loser of this match for the third position tonight. It is the second time in 3 Computer that he's reaching at least the semi-final, given his abilities, which we know. I think today's tournament has been a success. In the semi-final, he was simply outmatched by Kasozi, who simply did not give him a chance to play. He will in a little while play his third place match after confirming his opponent, and then go back home to rest and prepare for that big money match against Eshka tomorrow. On that, Timongaka, you are asking the difference between green and red apples, as Hazard speaks to the fans and asks them to maintain its silence when he's the one on table. The guys he's speaking to are Caesar fans, and they are disciplined enough to tell him, sorry, Hazard. And I love that. Beautiful communication between players and fans. The game needs players, but yes, the game also needs fans. What a shot. Oh no. Oh no. Beautiful, but unlucky. Someone is asking, a green apple is when you break the game and you put a ball and you finish the game without your opponent getting a chance to play at all. A red apple is where your opponent breaks but doesn't finish the game and you come up and win in one visit. I think that is clear. The major difference is that for the green apple, you win the game in one visit when it's you who broke. For a red apple, you win the game with one visit when it's your opponent who broke. Alan Nijana, you think that Hazard is unlucky in this game? Sometimes he has, sometimes Caesar has been simply too good, and Caesar is on the verge of making it 5. And when Caesar is 5-2 up in a race to 6, it is always fighting against him in a losing battle. That is a very rare sight, seeing Caesar having the cue ball in space and his object ball, the yellow, in space, without nothing to disturb him. And yet he simply doesn't pot. He still has a narrow advantage in this game, but Hazard will be trying a very, very, very difficult shot here to make a sharp cut of the black, to try and put both black and yellow to that corner pocket bottom left. It is very difficult, especially given the position of the black in relation to the white. But I think it is Hazard's best chance. Or no, according to his body language, his stance, maybe he's aiming for a bank to take the black off the cushion to the corner pocket, top left, where there is Caesar's yellow behind. It is equally difficult as the first idea. And yet failing to put this black would most likely mean failing to win the game. Someone who is always watching these games, I'm so proud to have met him today. My new friend of late. Introduce yourself, these guys know you, and why you're here.
Hello viewers, this is Mike Ross, currently working as computer manager. Tomorrow we invite you to watch our man as he's playing, as Hazard misses the black here. You people, it's not easy. We should support Peter. It's not easy to comment. I tried it today and I failed. It's not easy. Peter, thank you for doing such a good work.
By the way, this guy sometimes comes and surprises me with lunch gifts. Real food, man, real food. That's nice encouragement. Yeah, that is, on this stream, his name is Payen Micros, and he really loves computer and is supporting him all the way and will be present at the venue tomorrow as a computer takes on Eshka. Hazard was 99% accurate with his shot, but he's being let down by the 1% which failed his black to go in. What can Caesar do here? I can't ponder what Caesar is trying to do. I don't think he will want white ball for the combination shot. It is very difficult, next to impossible. Maybe he will place the white ball somewhere where he can play the yellow. Where will it rest? He just gives himself a chance to make that sharp cut. Not a very sharp cut, but the angle is of the pocket. The center pocket is narrow. He goes for the bank to the corner pocket on the right and gets it. Very, very, very amazing, but unlucky. What a game. What a sport. What a piece of entertainment in one game from two of Uganda's best players on the green bed. For now, Hazard, who goes for a timeout, is having 3 and Caesar 4. Rest to 6. Enjoy this semi-final, guys. We are back, guys, and this is one game which you just watch and you don't want it to end. You want it to go on and on and on and on. Some guys just produce some stuff and it just resonates with yourself if you love watching the game, like a melody of some sweet music which you want to be sung on and on and on and on. That's sometimes what happens when players of Hazard's caliber, of Caesar's caliber, face off in a short race and you wished it were longer. Nonetheless, one of them will have to exit this competition in maybe the next 10 to 15 minutes, and the winner will have to face Kasozi in the final about 10 minutes later. On that, Magaka asking again about the difference between a green apple and red apple. Now, if Hazard, as he's doing now, you see, he breaks and puts a red ball. If he finishes this game now, in his visit, it is a green apple. But if he did not put a ball on the break, then Caesar comes back and finishes the game in one visit, then it's a red apple. The major difference here is that with a green apple, you finish a game you broke yourself. With a red apple, you finish a game that your opponent broke. And you think that maybe another green apple is loading. For the truth, guy who has had so many nicknames in the recent past, but loves his new nickname the most. And it's a very strange name. Sometimes players nickname themselves after very fierce animals or fierce machines. We have a bulldozer in the game of pool, a green machine. We have a computer. We have a black sheep. We have a tiger. I also saw a python. We also have a scorpion on the table, but a very strange nickname. The truth. He says that all other players are lies, and he is the truth. Sometimes he plays well enough to show that his opponent is instead the truth. Nonetheless, most of the times, he lives up to his name. And when he comes good hazard, he really does come real good. And what about that for a piece of skill? How the white ball rotated on its axis, as if being placed by bare hand simply to put that center pocket ball to the right. And you will want to think that after perfecting that shot, the rest is clearly hazard equalizing here. Matata Sunday, you want these pool comps to reach Arua? Okay. By the way, I was in Arua last year, but just after someone asked me the definition of a green apple or what a green apple means, Hazard has responded to you in action. What Hazard has just done is a green apple, and it is even more beautiful or sweet for him and his fans for the fact that it's against Caesar and it's in a semi-final and it's an equalizer. What started as a race to 6 is now officially a race to 2. Hazard 4, Caesar 4. Caesar needs a response here. Other than that, the situation may be starting to get out of hand. Fortunate enough for him, he gets to put a ball on the break. He needs to respond to Apple with the Apple. I can't even believe my eyes, never mind why I went momentarily silent. It is becoming nowadays increasingly evident that these boys have learned the art of putting Caesar under pressure. When a player fouls, with no real reason to foul. The player is not snookered. The player doesn't have the cue ball in a very bad position, but then fouls unforcibly. It is a sign of nervousness and pressure and knowledge of the ability of their opponent. It seems Caesar now respects Hazard. Who is rightly, by the way, Hazard, deciding to calm himself down at the opportunity. He has to calm himself down and try to take down Caesar for the first time in 3 attempts now, but yet for the 5th time in 8 attempts. He's doing something that he has already done. He's doing something that he has already done 4 times this year, including 2 finals of tournaments like this one, but also including 2 money matches. Even with a head start of +6, he was able to take down Caesar in long race with scores that didn't even need his +6 to come victorious, despite the fact that when he did go for a full game without head start in the last edition of money match in which these 2 players partook, it was Caesar who won. But this one seems like Hazard's game in the bag, but maybe not. He was so elaborative that he played himself off target in trying to guide the white ball so well enough for him not to lose sight of his second red. He got himself snookered. And it is the wrong guy he's bringing back into the game at the very wrong time of the game.
The mistake was very clear.
It is on. A Hazard win is becoming increasingly likely here, that he could take down Caesar today. He is leading 4-5. He has won the last 3 games in a row. He has been able to build himself up confidently. He has been able to put Caesar in a condition, in a position of uncertainty. Hazard 5, Caesar 4. Caesar needs to win 2 games in a row or else play 3rd place match against the computer. 5-4. Hazard up, rest to 6. One of those moments where I just need to see you, I just need to leave you to see for yourself what is exactly happening, what is exactly unfolding on the green bed in what is supposed to be the biggest match of this tournament so far, at least by the semi-finals. It is living to the promise of a decider. Caesar 5, Hazard 5. Coming live next, decider. A very, very, very important break shot for Caesar here. Very important. Also important for Hazard in equal measure. It is a good split of the balls, but the black is spotted on the break. When the black ball is spotted on the break, it is called a void break. And in this case, all other rules and regulations of the break are relaxed, and the same player relax the same game with one visit and breaks again. And how much Caesar really would have wished that that black had not sunk in, because the split of the balls was so good and so favorable to him. It is here to break again. Hazard is simply inspecting to ensure that the balls are racked clearly. Also mind games going on here, and it is Hazard being himself here. This is funny. There is nothing much he's directing. He's just playing on Caesar's mind. And Caesar seems to have realized exactly what Hazard is doing. Has told him, okay, you rack as you want, then let me break. And it is the right thing to do for Caesar. Just not to allow himself be eaten up in mind by Hazard. But it was funny on the eye. There we go. It is a dry break. Advantage, Hazard. The white ball is in favor of him potting most likely one of the yellows. He could also go for the reds. And there is no single bad red ball on the table. Surely he's going for the kill. He closes the table. He has his yellows. He has only 6 of them left, and all 6 are in perfect space. You would think that the only player he is playing against now, Hazard, is himself. He only needs to calm himself down, not to think about the pressure of the moment, not to think about the fact that he's on the verge of making a final, not to think about that he's against Caesar, but simply play his game. And if he does so, he will surely make it to the final. He will surely have successfully come from 4-1 down to take down Caesar, something that very rarely happens. Very rarely. And thank you, Africa. 1,400 watching live on YouTube at this time of the evening is very impressive. You are making these players very relevant. You are also making myself as streamer very relevant. Once again, thank you, Africa. Hazard has it in his mind that any miss will not bring him back on table, and not coming back on table will probably mean losing the frame and losing the match and losing out on the tournament. His best chance is to take down Caesar and to take him down now. And it seems the icing is on the cake. It seems the truth is indeed playing like the truth, delivering like the truth, and winning like the truth. If he wins this one, will be one of those very memorable victories against Caesar, especially in the fact that he's trying to win a comp Hazard that he has never won before. Of all comps he has won. Talking about winning, that is not a winning shot. Is it pressure? Is it nervousness? Is it disbelief? Is it tension? How on earth? How? As in how? Is it too much respect for Caesar? Caesar doesn't believe his luck, and he's reacting like Caesar normally reacts. You give him a chance which he never thought was ever going to come. He calms himself down as a cucumber and kills you slowly like slow poison. I'm not believing my eyes. I was already envisaging in my mind how I was going to introduce the final between Hazard and Kasozi. Now it may be as if it may come to the point that it will be a second consecutive final between the same exact players, Caesar and Kasozi. But for that to happen, Caesar must make a clearance of these 5 yellows and the black. Rogers Biamuka, it seems you're watching from the diaspora. Can you please tell us which country you're watching from? Aaron Mosesi, you're from Gulu. You think Caesar is winning? Of course, all of the Gulu fraternity are praying that Caesar wins. Kim Isma, go away. And the half-cockly thinks Hazard just fears Caesar. I don't think there was need for fearing Caesar. Maybe he feared himself there. Because whatever he was trying to do, he has really done it before. And the game was easier than many games Hazard wins with ease. And yet he made a very, very big miss. In the shot he missed, he didn't even come close to putting it. Caesar will have one more big shot here. That yellow ball which is near the rail, near the cushion on the left, he will have to sink it in by rolling it against the cushion to the corner pocket bottom left and allow the white ball to bounce off the same cushion into space to put both of those yellows to the same pocket. If he can do that, I believe he will be good. He does exactly that. The fans of Caesar are already singing. They know that the Scorpion never disappoints. It is a very short race, but a very impactful game, a very definitive frame for both players. Strengths and weaknesses of Caesar and Hazard respectively have been displayed in front of our eyes in a very short race to 6. And yet finally, the should be match favorite is up against the black, most likely for the very last time in the match. And he wins. Final score. Caesar Chandiga does exactly what he did to Hazard in the National Open final of Uganda, taking him down 6-5. He's up against Kasozi Joseph in the final, a 4th final in a few years against the same player. That one will be equally interesting. Thank you for being a lovely audience. We meet in 2 minutes for Caesar versus Kasozi final.